Welcome back to some professional StarCraft to a highlight Terran versus Zerg on Blackburn. Two top-tier players battling it out. And maybe we'll see something a little different than you're used to. Especially when this man in the bottom left is involved. One of the most decisive players in StarCraft 2, ruining more finals than most people have ever reached with his incredibly effective and sometimes uncomfortably strong strategies. It is the Executioner. It's Rogue. And in the bottom right, I think we can say the underdog pretty reliably. But still, definitely a challenger himself in this King of Battles match. It's time. The Chinese Terran player fighting for Kaizai Gaming. Definitely not in the top handful of Terrans, that elite few, but always showing good games for the fans. I think his claim to fame is still beating Cyril not too long ago. He's a threat to anyone, especially Zergs, but he has his work cut out for him with the opponent on the other side. So far, nothing out of the ordinary. The usual. Nope, we're not doing that. The usual. We got a spawning pool on the way for Rogue after a hatch first. Blackburn is a bit of a different map. It can be cut in half surprisingly easily, as we've seen in many matches. The gold bases to the north are always a sticking point, especially for Terran players who can float their buildings and probably take advantage of a vulnerable gold base the best. You have pseudo-island bases to the north and south, blocked off by rocks, so not actual islands, but occasionally they feel like it, especially, once again, when Terrans are involved. Those pesky Terrans ruining things with all their flying everything, but not engineering base. So, may become relevant. Probably not. Reaper first. Wow, J.J. Abrams, calm down over here. What is this lens flare? Oh my god. Why do we even need a light on that? It's already bright out. I assume we're facing the sun of whatever... Yeah, it looks like we're on a space station or something. The Reaper doesn't get it got a Zergling kill. So, that changes everything. Mostly the unit's loss count. Almost entirely the unit's loss count. Otherwise, Rogue making 6 lings to deal with the Reaper. A strong commitment, though not out of the ordinary. Time, 3 command centers. So it looks like we got a bit of a macro game on our hands. Blackburn, another part we didn't get to because of the incredibly intricate Reaper harass, is expanding away from your opponent. As time goes on, oh god, as time goes on, you start to expand towards the north, which is further and further away, usually from your tech and your production, both for Terran and Zerg, who have most of their hatcheries or production buildings in that main or natural base. Of course, Zerg is a little less centralized, but can become more vulnerable because what have you got? Your Spire, your Baneling Nest, your Evolution Chambers, they're almost always in your main or your natural. I'm a big advocate, especially on this map, of putting them at the natural where they don't get sniped off by the first 8 Marines that wander in with a Medivac. But some players still... Old habits die hard. Unlike Evolution Chambers that get sniped off by 8 Marines and a Medivac. I think most players will put it at the natural nowadays. Couple Hellions. About the least you could do. About the least effort you could put in to denying creep spread while still being active there. Part of it isn't so much denying creep spread as being right on the edge, watching to see what's coming out of the base. Viking gets an Overlord. Not too many players will move their Overlords out far, and Rogue is definitely one of them. He's got all of them very close to where they can be protected by Queens, because Viking, quite popular, especially here, trying to open up the way for drops. Even chasing past the Bubula into the main. Brenda! Where are you going? I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. Get it? God. How many times? You know where this is gonna cost us such a hatchery bill? I don't know what that queen was doing, but she was out on her own, and now there's a lot less energy on the rest of them. Not that that should matter too much. Rogue not trying anything, not trying some sort of all-in. I think this is a bit because he thinks he's better than Time. On paper, Rogue is the favorite here. So why risk an all-in that if it gets scouted or just blindly countered, it is going to potentially backfire when you could just out-macro your opponent? Because it's not a super easy map to kill a Terran, as you have multiple ramps. You need to go up or down, choke points, bubulas. So might as well get map control, get that juicy golden fourth, and try to run him over. So yeah, a very passive game thus far. We can't land! It's too cute! There's one Zergling! Just land on it! No! I'll bring someone over here to murder it while we're watching. Okay, that's fine. Weird standards. Double medevac drop. Heading towards the main where the Evo chambers are, Rogue! How many times? He loses the Evos before the upgrades are done. That's a huge deal, especially with the Zerglings out on the map. Hellions to the north. Liberator looking for an opportunity. The classic triple prong. Zergling streaming back in. Does Time see the Evos? He does. And the lair. Liberator, the Spore Crawler was moved. The drones running away from the Liberator almost into the Hellion fire. A Viking still attacking over the top, doing a surprising amount of damage on the ground here. The Viking will eventually be taken out by Queens, and... oh, that was a pretty sad death. Rogue, unhappy with the situation, runs all his Zerglings across the map, 50 plus. Has enough at home to defend, I assume. The choke point is asphyxiating here. The Hellions are back, it's a bloodbath! A single tank is sacrificed for so many Zerglings, and that means there's not many reinforcements at home. +1 finishing across the board. The Marines are going to be driven back by Brenda's knitting crew. With enough energy regenerated, enough Queens, especially that +1 Carapace helpful against the Marines, and the Queens are more than enough. So, where does that leave us? Time, he lost... wow, he only lost 6 SCVs in that counterattack. 65 to 64, which actually should put Time a little ahead on income with mules on the table. Indeed it does, despite the gold base. Rogue isn't even mining from it because it's vulnerable to a tank push. And there are indeed tanks, as we saw. Not the hero tank from earlier, but a successor. 2-2 has started for both sides. Almost dead even on both of them. Another counterattack into the third. There are no units to defend. Some of the SCVs still softened up from earlier. Will be finished off, but a lack of baneling speed means no chance to engage the army to the north. More Marines will come down to deal with this, and with Medivac should be enough to clear out the counterattacking Zerglings. A tank did a lot of damage to the hatchery. Can the Marines hit it? A handful. In awkward position. Baneling speed seconds away. Hatchery. Ah, the transfuse is coming through. Target fire, not quite enough, but comes out. And without Baneling speed, can't close the distance. Many of the Marines badly bruised, but the Medivacs will evac in time. So where does that leave us again? 48 SCVs, this time pretty devastating damage to the economy. Time will have to recover one way or another. Or else just get run over as Rogue is sprinting towards Hive. He's kept the gold base alive and is now mining from it. It's gonna be, well, check your watches. It's drop o'clock. Drop heading towards the main, ends up at the 5th. Just Zerglings, but so many of them he has to pick up and get out with the combined damage of the Queens. Another hatchery canceled. Marines dropped out, but the Zerglings able to find them about 4 feet away from where they were. Banelings, the pickup just in time. One Widow Mine taken down. Only a handful. There's only 2 Banelings on the map. They're right there. We'll see if Time's watching them. Not quite in time. Oh, this is too many Marines. Gunning down the Zerglings. The critical mass has been reached. More Banelings are required. As Time with a good position or enough Marines is going to be able to grind down the ling count relatively easily. But the Queens taking down a Medivac. There's enough that they can combine their fire and almost two-shot those Medivacs. Another set of drops are heading out. It is not safe on the ground. And that much is definitely true. A hive has begun, but time is keeping up the pressure despite the economic deficit. A small counterattack of Zerglings, a nearly full wall, and a few Whittle Mines are going to mine the gap. A couple Zerglings, one burrowed at the 4th. I'm pretty sure... Oh, Rogue is coming back to deal with this. He's got burrow done, by the way. Not sure if time has noticed any of that, but more Zerglings. Where are the Banes? He's trying to get out of the way of his own Whittle Mine. Unburrows it. Target fires the one Baneling. The Marine standing the ground. So much down. Bloodbath. Oh my god. AoE 4 players look away. It's just food coloring. Who's eating it? I don't know. Probably the Hellbats. That's how the Hellbats get all those. Moving on. Don't miss an opportunity to make fun of Hellbats because they don't show up here because only good units are being used. It's enough of that. More Lings and Banes on the chase to the north. A Liberator sieges up in a nasty position. Surprising we hadn't seen any so far, but the focus on Marines and Medivacs has been significant. A burrowed Zergling is scanned, so now he's been notified of the situation. The Queens... Brenda, why can't we just go through the minerals? You know that's illegal. Only the drones can do... I'm saying, why can't we mine them? Are you serious right now, Karen? Are you serious? And don't call me Shirley. Zerglings heading into... Oh, the Widow Void! And another 2! Oh, the fadeaway shots. Devastating. 297 Zerglings for just 60 Marines so far, and a couple Whittle Mines. Oh my god, those Whittle Mines got the money shots. Hydra show up to the party. Great splits right off the bat, pulling back. I don't know if Drilling Claws has done. It is. Baneling's finding connections in the heads-up fight. The Hydra is left on their own, forced to slither away. He doesn't have Hydra speed yet, which means he doesn't get any of the speed bonus on or off creep. Time took a heads-up fight there. No Whittle Mine starting. Oh my god. Well. And then, at the back, 21 drones in the last minute. And I'm pretty, well, 5, 8, 7, 3, oh my god. Down to 60. Wait, no, that's times SCVs. Alright, Rogue is back at 73. How many has he lost? He's lost 30 to 35. 35 killed by time. Yeah, they're taking punches on both sides. Oh my. Oh wow. Yeah. The Whittle Mines. Adding up the damage. Rogue down to 130 supply. He's been, on paper, had a better economy for most of the game. But now time has secured with a planetary fortress, which costs no supply at his goal. And there's nothing, maybe some Hydras or Lurkers behind the mineral line. In fact, some of the SCVs going the wrong way here. I think that turret actually blocks their mining of the middle patch. So time doing more damage to his own economy than Rogue has done in the last few minutes. With a bit of bureaucratic mismanagement. Yep, that's definitely what's happening. Oh god. Oh, Lurker is gonna hold the line. Slashing through the... No, whoa, 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 whoa! The Zerglings on the other side are definitely distracting him. Oh my god. The golden bloodbath. Once again, how many hundreds of units now have died in this position? More Whittle Mines. The Zergling counterattack with that exact timing was perfect. It drew his attention to the wrong side of things, and now that has been exploited. But speaking of exploits, Whittle Mines in the natural and the third. Just distracting Rogue for long enough that time can re-find his footing. He's got some ghosts on the way. I believe Cloak just finished, but so did +3 armor for both sides. +2 melee attack and +1 ranged for Rogue, filling things out. +3 infantry weapons, of course, is completed for time. A pretty great game on both sides, but Time is holding his own. And for there were moments here it looked like he might be able to run away with it, but Rogue is not. He'll bend. He's remarkably flexible, but he's not breaking. These lurkers are quite a commitment. I like the mix of tanks in here. You saw as soon as the lurkers came in, the Widow Mines are past their expiration date, at least as army units. More like in your mineral line type of units, and the tanks are definitely more of an anti-lurker option. Same with the Ghosts, the ultimate late game unit. The Ghosts themselves, pretty good against Ling Bane. And then Snipes against everything larger. He's growing the count now. 4 Ghosts and a Planetary is rounding out Time's production tab. So, priorities are important. A Nidus network in the main, but it looks like Rogue's going to have some network connectivity issues. As right now, the Ghosts and a tank. Quite an anti-Nidus strike team there. Scan, Lurker, pops its head up. Oh, is that really out of...
Mineral
okay.
field depleted.
I guess so. Rogue looking for more. The front line, but the concave of lurkers from the high ground. He's going to need another option. The scans aren't covering everything. More snipes coming in, making sure the shots land. More shots coming up, but the lurker count is too damn high. They can't interrupt all the snipes. Lurkers diving in towards the third. Looking for more and more. The snipes from the high ground. This Rogue doesn't have perfect vision of all of the Ghosts, but he's cutting off the production. And this is the hard part of Blackburn here, is most of the economy is now isolated. It's not even that hard to do. The rush distance between the naturals is quicker than that between your main and their outlying bases. So this is just kind of the natural way to go about things. The Blockade. How does Time break out? Does Time break out? He's got Ghosts across the board, pre-splitting, looking for more shots. A concave of Ghosts will be able to work their way through. Volleys over the top. The firing line is good. Reinforcements coming in for Rogue. The lurker count has dwindled. The Ghost great against everything here. Extra damage against light, and the snipes just... It makes the fight more one-sided than a Mobius strip there, unless you have enough splash damage to overwhelm them. Oh, the Liberators are not sieging. Kind of just A-moved into it. It doesn't seem like it matters as the lurkers are eventually cleared up. 13 SCVs have died in the last minute. Oh, 2 lurkers might end up doing more damage than a dozen of their counterparts. Rogue can't seem to lay down the killing blow. Time slithers out of it. A bit more in swarm mentality is required. This is what we got here. Instead of mass lurker, Ling Bane, Hydra, Viper. Just to overwhelm the Ghosts and make sure they can't pick you off individually. Even against the Liberators, obviously, having more Hydralists is going to be a great option. Realizing this might not be the numbers. Time pulls back. Oh my god, he's got 14 Ghosts. He's got 14 Marines. Buddy system is important. That's a lot of Ghosts. It's a very expensive army. 5,500, 3,900 compared to 5,127. A lot of gas in Time's army, so he can't afford to lose it. But the larger he grows this unit composition, the stronger it gets exponentially. The lurkers diving past into the bubulas, the choke point. Pretty rough here for Rogue to move into, but the banelings rolling by on top of the Ghosts. Some of them cloaked, not enough detection. There are Liberators still involved. 1 Queen is all the anti-air left. Awkwardly, the lurkers are past it. Brenda! Not again! The bubula! Why am I even slower? More Hydras. The Queen's pulled ult from across the board, but the Liberator's doing so much damage. The Ghost sniping them out. The Queen's eventually... No, that last Liberator! Oh, doing so much damage, and Time is beaten back again, but at what cost? Are those Reapers? Is that intentional? There's no way that's intentional. Oh my god, look! Time's doing it too! The siege tank to block the Nidus blocks in the traffic jam. 4 tanks would be very helpful right now. 4 tanks might make or break this push. There are no tanks with the push. Oh no! Oh, I feel a little better about myself, but time. This is not good. This is very not good. Oh, this is not intentional. Oh, and now there's Reapers. Wait, is this like an actual strat? Is he looking? Let's go to the time action cam. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, he just moves the factories. The easiest method. And I'm pretty sure the Reapers were not intentional either. Oh, things are getting very stressful at this late game as the minerals start to mine out. Time's got a great army to work with. But Rogue is not dead, which means he's very much a threat. It looked like he might be able to grind him down. The cost effectiveness of the ghosts are unrivaled. But Rogue is possibly the best player in the world at knowing how to win from whatever position he's in. Oh, and time is definitely showing some stress here. A lot of little misclicks, a lot of little details missed, and Rogue has been given time to breathe. From time. Okay, stop. It wasn't funny the first time. Oh, God! Oh, the Liberator yanked in. The tank as well, but the ghosts also get caught. It looks like the Vipers will escape for now. Time is at 38 SCVs. Not really the number he's looking for. Things slowing down as the incomes do. What's left of the army is spread out here. This is going to be the deciding factor. Yeah, those Reapers were definitely an accident, but that's okay. I'm sure their mom loves them too. That's what they told him in the barracks. Now go off and jump into an enemy base and hope you survive. You'll be fine. Zerglings and Banelings making the run around. 2 Hydras might actually take down an orbital. We'll force it to lift. This is most of the mining here. More lurkers on the way. The army supply is in favor of the Terran. The hatchery is dead. Will we use the broodlings? No. The tank spread is pretty amazing here. The supplies... There's some changelings in the mix, which means Rogue can really see whenever most of this army moves. Just generally having vision is incredibly helpful. The ghosts are starting to snipe their way through. Just eviscerating another one. We're back to the 8 Marines and a Medivac. There's only so many bases left. Oh, parasitic bomb on 2 different Medivacs. Another counterattack in towards the natural, dragging much of the army back. The tanks are left alone. Kind of a rookie mistake here. Losing these tanks for Zerglings. Ooh. Rogue not able to pounce on them quite in time. Picked up, gets out. We've all been there, but wow, that is a healthy bio army there. For now, until they hit the stim button once. 131 army supply, and he's not even that close to maxed. Just has not had many workers for a while, but it's starting to pay off. This is most of Rogue's mining, this southern base here. Just a small clutch of banelings split off to blunt the attack. Wasn't enough. There are 8 lurkers to 8 ghosts. Snipes coming out. They win the first round. 1 medevac down. The medevacs are out of energy after 1 stim. Another parasitic bomb. Energy pretty solid on both sides. See if any EMPs come out. That may have inspired it. The lurkers getting ahead of themselves. The ghosts, some of them yanked in. EMP misses the mark. Does go off, but he didn't actually hit the Vipers on the fly. The ghost count is down to 6. Lurker count at 8 with 7 more in production. Time is getting... It's very tense. This will decide it. Neither player can remake this army. Here come the queens. Man, there's not much left to fall back on. Time is taking his time with it. If he denies this base, oh no. A counterattack will force the issue. Forced to pull back again. The ghosts in a vulnerable position out at the front. The Medivacs went with the bio army. Some more snipes. Another valiant queen down. Zerglings trying to counterattack. Rogue back over 100 army supplies. Got +3 ranged attack, which will fill out the board. +3 everything. The Medivacs getting run all over the place. Minerals mining out. The standoff continues at Rogue's 6th, 7th? I don't know. One of his only mining bases. The north is back up again. The scan is good. 1 or 2 more lurkers down, but a queen kills a tank. The bio army just decided to run up north, and with it, most of the drones vulnerable. He scans to kill the rest. Zerglings and banelings making their way up. Rolling through many of the Marines. He's gonna pick up and get out. Now, who got the better end of that? That's the question. A whole lot of drones went down. Drones more... Well, he's still got 62. So that is all right if he can position them well. And this gave Rogue the opportunity to move forward with his lurkers. Oh, those are changelings. There's still one. Did he notice? The Reapers are still hanging out in the army composition. But the lurkers are defending the north side. Rogue just not giving time a hard target. There's still 100 army supply. He finds the... Did he find that last changeling? No! In the pipe 5x5, right, boys? What was that? Is that a medevac? It really does feel like Time has a winning hand, or he had a winning hand. But he just couldn't figure out how to play it. And Rogue kind of just jumped out of the way. He bought enough space and outmaneuvered Time. Oh god, the snipes though. He didn't see any of the overseers sieged up over here. The lurkers coming in from the back. Is this a game-winning move, or is it splitting off his forces? The snipes are good. They're off a creep. There's not much to stop the ghost. Wait a second. Oh, well, the lurkers are still going at it. Doesn't appear there's enough scans. In an awkward... Well, those are the most obvious changelings ever. Yeah, there's no scans, so that's not great. Okay, the rest of the ghosts coming in, making sure the snipes go off. And then here come the lurkers from the other side, a little late to save their counterparts. Time is now the one pushed up against some of his last mining bases. The lurkers are on the chase. More lurkers from the north. Rogue is closing in. The jaws of Rogue open wide. And Time barely slips back out of them. But if he doesn't break out now, he may never get out on the map again. He's down 50 supply. He's got a nice amount of army supply, but it pales in comparison to Rogues. Snipes. Oh, the lurkers. Some of them are attacking the rocks. Oh, the rocks will eventually go down. Changelings stutter stepped by the ghost. Somehow Time reestablishes this forward position. Rogue still has, well, we can see he's mined 6,000 more gas and 15,000 more minerals. Which, if we cut the map in half, means that Time still has a lot to go. The thing is... Well, he has no bank. Okay, well... The army supplies are precarious here for our Terran. He's got 11 ghosts. He's got 5 tanks. Okay, mostly the ghosts. It's mostly the ghosts that he has. The tanks are okay. How many Vipers? There are 2 Vipers on the field. It's not... He's back to Whittle Mines. He needs to survive the onslaught. Well, we'll see. There needs to be a scan. A pre-scan. The lurkers burrowing forward. The tanks are just ripped to shreds. The orbital is down. The parasitic bombs devastating to the Medivacs. And Rogue overruns Time. It looked for a moment. The Whittle Mines and the Ghosts, just the cost efficiency, we're going to combine and create a winning mix. But hopes dashed upon the lurkers. A convincing victory from Rogue, showing why he's such a powerhouse. He played straight up, and then he had enough of the Widow Mines. Dominant Zerg play. Solid Terran, but time still has a ways to go. What did you think? Leave a comment. How do you feel about Widow Mines, Ghosts, Rogue, Time, or if none of the above? Who is the best character in Carbot? And why is it Bob the Zealot? Thank you for watching. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.